Welcome into the stream, everybody, from Steam, YouTube, and Twitch. How you all doing? And welcome. Today, into the stream, everybody. Did I leave my Twitch open again? And Twitch. That's YouTube this time. This is day 3 of Steam Next Fest, and it's a pleasure to have you here, watching live with us across the internet. What's up? How's it going? Have you played Stunfest yet? If not, why not? Because I got some juicy details for you. Right now, if you're enjoying the stream, or if you played the game yet, or seen footage of the game yet, you can pop over to the Steam store right now, grab the demo, wishlist the game, and get in the fest straight away. If you don't know what Stunfest is, well, don't worry, because I'ma tell you. 18 players enter. They wreck, they drive, they stunt, and they go hard to prove they are the best of the fest, because only one can be victorious. Compete against other players in different vehicles and with different gadgets across over 6 different events throughout the stunt show. As you do better in the stunt show, you get more points. The higher up the leaderboard you are, the safer you are. For those of you stuck around the bottom, you will be asked, made told, demanded in fact, to get out, so you can go compete in the next one instead. And if you manage to stick around long enough, you may be in for a chance to prove you're the best of the fest. With the most player, with the most points at the end, gets the jump from our Charlie dirigible hot air balloon mascot thing above all the way down to the ground. And it's a thing of beauty. They also, of course, get to say they were the best of the fest. So come with me while I introduce you to a couple of the new devs that I've got with me today, and let's show off what Stuntfest has in store. Blimp Float? Yeah, I guess Blimp Float kind of counts. For anybody who's curious, you can grab this game right now. If you're on Twitch, ! Wishlist, to get a link to the Steam store. Otherwise, go over to Steam, search Stuntfest World Tour, find the demo. And if you're on Twitch, Discord, etc., any social media, you can find our giveaway. We're going to be giving away some Stuntfest merch this entire week. You have a chance to enter. You can win a skateboard, shirts, and more. It's great. I love it. Go and get involved. Highly recommend it. You can find it on Twitter, Discord, or in the Twitch chat if you're on Twitch. Right, let's say hello to our devs for today. Hold on, let me just prep them. And then we just swing over to here. Boom. Hello, can you both hear me?
Yes. Hey.
Ah, hi. Yes.
Hello, how you both doing? You well? You good?
Yeah,
Yes.
doing great, thanks.
Awesome. So those of you in chat, you may already know Thomas, and if you've been watching us on YouTube, you'll already know Christina, as she's been part of one of our Dev Q&A series, one of our best Dev Q&As, I might add as well. So thank you both for joining us. For anybody who doesn't know, Thomas is one of our game designers, and Christina is one of our game programmers. So if you have any questions today that you want them to answer, or perhaps myself, my name is Nate, I am the community manager for Power Entertainment. If you have any questions about Stuntfest and how we're developing it, please let us know, and we'll do our best to answer it. We're going to be talking about all things game dev today as we go through a couple of stunt races, I think, or stunt shows, sorry. And I'll be showing off the new car that we released yesterday. Have you either of you tried the new car yet?
I'm already in the hub and doing some drifting with it.
I quite like the new car. I'm still a muscle car guy, but the new car is very nice.
Yeah, it's my favorite actually. This one. I'm glad that we're playing today. It's in.
Yeah, I'm glad they
I
played.
also tried out the latest balancing just now in the hub to get a feel for it, but I think I'm going to stay with the supercar. I just need top speed and the grip.
Yeah, there's so many, a bunch of memes have started coming out on the Discord about how fast the supercar actually is. And yes, Sammy, I have seen all of them.
How far is it? Because I don't even know.
The supercar is fast. Like,
I mean,
ridiculously fast.
I used to play only the Mini because I like the grip. But now I'm playing the Nissan.
I like the Nissan as well. Right, are both of you in the hub, yeah?
Yes.
Yep.
Cool, let's hit
Ready.
play on 3, 2, 1, go.
Boom.
So, one of the things that I wanted to talk about, so we were chatting about different things we could talk about dev-wise before we started the stream. Because we realized the last dev stream, while we were having fun with the devs, we didn't really talk much about the development of the game, which we should do a little bit more of, considering I've roped them into being on stream with me, probably makes sense. So I want to talk a little bit about some of the dev stuff as we go through like some of the maps, and we're going to be having a little bit more of a closer look at how the development process has been, and I'm going to be picking both of their brains about different things they've done within the game. And the one thing I've got to ask, so you've both mentioned that you worked a lot on the intro and the tutorials and everything like that, is that right?
Yeah, so that was the last thing that I've been working on, basically the level design and track layout for the first time user experience, so the level that you get to see first when you first start the demo, that like tries showing you the ropes a little bit on how to eject, how to nudge, how to get back to your car. Yeah, it was like...
So the one question I have is, do you find it really difficult to be like, right, how do I explain this to somebody in a way where they're instantly going to get it, considering I've been playing this game now for months and just know how everything works?
So the two main problems, like the two hardest things are, like, one is trying to like play every run with fresh eyes, like as if you would be seeing it for the first time, because at some point, like, I'm driving this road probably hundreds of times while setting it up, and at some point just like muscle memory will start kicking in. and then I just really have to like step away a little bit, like close my eyes, try to purge my brain basically from any knowledge, and try doing it again. And the other thing is then also like explaining sometimes quite complex mechanics in like maybe a sentence or so of text. Plus, I'm not sure if you have heard it, but gamers tend to not read too much, even if it's in the middle of the screen.
I may have had the odd comment about that on Twitter.
I like the times I've been watching videos of this demo and the first time user experience, and seeing people like completely ignoring what I'm writing in the middle of the screen. Like, sometimes it hurts, I have to say.
Yeah, as somebody who frequents Twitch quite a lot and watches blind playthroughs of all sorts of different games, the amount of times I've seen people being like, oh, I don't understand how to do this. It's like, it literally said it on screen less than 30 seconds ago and you skipped it.
Yeah, but that's why it's cool that we have now this tutorial section where you actually have to do the inputs, and it's not read.
Yes,
So,
yeah,
I
agreed.
mean, there's like one prompt in the middle of the screen, right, and that's it. But there's barely any text.
You have to. The game literally forces you to finish it freezes you until you do a certain movement.
Yeah, the slowdown definitely also helps now. But
I don't even know how they did the slowdown. I mean, I know I'm supposed maybe to know it, but this was done by another programmer, and I don't know. And I wanted to ask him actually how he did the slowdown.
I know you can slow down the game like using commands.
Yeah, maybe it's like this cheat.
So maybe it is just triggering the Unreal slowdown.
Yeah.
That's
I know
one thing
that
that
he used it, sorry to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
I know that he uses the auto-piloting system that the AI is also using to kind of steer the character in some sections. So
Yes.
to like as a bit of a assist, and it's the same logic that the AI is also using to steer.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So one comment from chat is we've got played the last play test, which is our Summer of Stunts, which is a little while ago. I want to say like at least 4 weeks ago maybe. And apparently it's like night and day. The user experience is completely overhauled for gameplay, and the sounds feel so much better. I will say personally, I really liked the old tutorial because I loved the idea of the tutorial being built in to the hub user experience. But the feedback we got a lot was that people, because the text dropped down from the top and it would tell you what to do, but from watching a lot of people playing it, and I had a lot of hands-on time with other people and influencers stuff in their first time, a lot of people did miss that. So we overhauled, the team overhauled the entire intro, so it's a really straightforward play-by-play, this is how you do Stumpfest. I'm gonna have to test that puppet. I don't know, we'll test it next round. So theoretically, Thomas, this means you should be the best at every single map, considering you helped design every single map. That's right, yeah.
In theory, I should at least know what is expected of me when I'm doing it. That doesn't mean that I can execute it. I did manage to get all the way to the end of the last distance jump now, though.
I finally managed to get to the end of the dam distance jump, but I didn't do it on camera, so no one believes me.
This one, like the dam distance jump, I think I can consistently get to the end, like within the time frame of a match. For the mine one, the dino mine, it's trickier. Like I'm able to do it, but usually not when I have to, like not during a match. So I'm able to do it in practice time, but I don't think I've ever managed to do it like when it counted.
Yeah, I haven't got to the end of Dynamite yet.
I don't know how you do it anyway. I know that out of us three, or even in the company, I'm not really one of the best players anymore. I used to be really good like a year ago or something, but when we had like only one map and we always played only one map on repeat, I was still good, but now there are some maps that I don't maybe even never play.
Yeah, even now there's a couple of maps for me where I'm just like, I don't recognize this map at all.
Yeah.
Speaking of doing badly though, I just got annihilated by
Every bot in
every
existence,
single
yes.
car.
Yeah, this horseshoe section here is a bit crazy.
If you're behind in the horseshoe section, you're gonna have a hard time.
Actually, this map that we are playing right now, the Eagle's Nest, right?
Yeah.
Is this is the oldest map that I know, at least, because we had this as one of our big milestone maps like a year ago or something.
Get ready.
And this is the map I was talking about earlier. Like, we would play this map all day, every day.
Yeah.
But it was, of course, it changed a lot also.
This was the first map I ever saw when I started.
Yeah, me too. Like, first map.
Yeah.
And I do have one question about this map, because it used to be a loop-the-loop in the map, and now it's a corkscrew. Why did we change it?
The reason was like where we originally had it with this loop-the-loop, where you had like basically the same entrance and exit point, was we liked the idea of like it being like exciting and feeling dangerous, to the possibility of like being hit by other players. The problem that we then ran into though is we realized that it actually felt a little bit too frustrating to try and do it.
Okay.
Sorry, just need to save myself. Okay, and so we tried doing it with going for a like more like traditional quote unquote loop. And yeah, like immediately from the first playtest we realized, okay, this feels just a lot better, and you have
I think it was
more
a bit
chance
unfair.
of realizing what's going on.
Because it's not like you can really dodge somebody who is coming from above you
Yeah.
with the old loop. So it was more like, okay, I'm getting hit, but I wouldn't be able to react anyway. So it was just.
Yeah. Also, the entrance and exit jump like constantly kept making problems with how the vehicle behaved when jumping in and jumping out. Like basically every time we changed the balancing of the vehicle a little bit, there was a need for doing like micro adjustments to the ramp to make it smooth again. It was just like a lot of effort all the time, and like this solved 90% of our problems with this section of the map.
Well, that's cool. So, I mean, it's just made life easier overall, it sounds like.
Exactly. It's always kind of like a payoff between like time invested and what you get out of it, and like this one is just a lot more bang for your buck, basically.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
You know, also, what I remember, actually, I never drove the loop even, because we had the checkpoint placement different at some point, Thomas, if you remember that.
Yeah.
And you could skip the loop, because you could just eject over the loop or on the side or something, and you could still get the next checkpoint. And because we did, all of us did that all the time. Then the evil level designers placed a checkpoint right in front of the loop, so that we couldn't do this shortcut anymore.
There's even there's a shortcut right now where as soon as you come out of the loop, you can slam right immediately once you hit that checkpoint, and just jump over and ignore all of the turns after the loop. Which I didn't realize was a thing, and someone showed it me the other day, and I was like, that's
Caro do it.
crazy.
I saw Carolina do it also. I didn't know that this was
That
a
is
thing. Oh my god,
such
I'm
a big
only
shortcut.
11th. I'm so bad at this. Oh my god, look at all the bots. I was talking earlier that I think that I will be eliminated, and I
think
cannot
you'll
even
make it.
play the whole thing with you because I'm gonna be eliminated before.
Sorry, you can do the talking for us then.
Yeah.
Also, that's fine because like that's why Caro is not allowed here today anymore because
Yeah.
she just like
She's the best, I think,
yeah.
of all of us.
Kara was
It's
like,
no fun.
I'll come play too. And we were like, nah, it's okay, it's okay. We wanna win.
By the way, somebody in the chat, because I read it earlier, was asking if the sideways camera bug is still happening, and I don't know because I didn't try it anymore. But I think it might be still possible to if you put this camera sideways and then do like sideways nudging. Damn, I think it might be still possible.
I don't think we've spoken about it since that video came out.
Yes, I also completely forgot.
It's one of those great things that you can work on a game and fix bugs, etc. for as long as possible. The second you hand it over to the player base, within a day, it's like, oh, by the way, here are all these things. And it's like, how did you manage to do this?
Yeah, absolutely. Even our interns also are very famous for finding the most crazy bugs that we never found before.
Yep.
Like there was Adrian was really maybe he's watching this. He was arriving at literally the first days. He was only creating new tickets in Shira, and like, hey, I found out that you can go through the wall here if you do this button combination. And I was like, wow, why did you even try this? And he did always the most crazy last minute stuff, like summoning the vehicle right before you enter a pickup vehicle or something like that, and then he triggered all these nasty time critical.
I wouldn't even have thought of doing that at the same time. It hadn't even crossed
Yeah.
my mind.
And then sometimes if you do it in the same time, and then it's calculated, like the commands conflict with each other, and then maybe the client wants to do something else than the server would have done, and then it can basically unsynchronize itself, or like, and then you're in a destable thing. But we tried to, of course, catch all of those, but it was always the interns who found that.
I'm also always still trying in the Crash Derby game mode. I'm trying to like perfect a move where I like eject, then use the grappling hook to fly towards another player, and then like switch to the car in the last moment to hit them at full speed. But I just can't get the timing right. Like
I've seen
I
only one
overshoot.
person pull that off.
Yeah, it's super hard to do.
Anyway, in Crash Derby I'm not so good. How do you like the bots in the Crash Derby? I also, a little fun fact from development. I did this like 2 weeks ago. Like it was very last minute putting this Crash Derby AI in. I guess
it's great.
it's also it's not perfect yet or anything, but it was.
I think the Crash Derby AI is really, personally, I think it's really good.
It works. It's doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Now, like it might maybe not do like the best tactical decisions to win the game, but like I mean for the amount of time it's like already working amazing.
Cool.
It's a Destruction Derby, there is no tactics, there is only smash.
There's only going with the nitro in the middle. That's what I do, and then I hope I hit somebody.
And
Look,
finding the person with the least HP to kill
I'm
them.
first actually.
I wasn't paying attention.
How is this? Oh god. Yeah, Thomas. You wrecked somebody.
Yeah.
And now you're first. because you get so much extra points when you wreck somebody.
that's-
It's not fair.
No.
I think it's too much.
So
It's
chat
too
says
much point.
the crash AI is a good solution compared to people just chasing each other in circles.
Yeah. Definitely.
Uh,
Come on.
yes. Now I wrecked somebody too, and now I'm second. Ha! But
I
Thomas
lost my
is
car.
third. No. Where are you? Are you a fifth? Okay.
I was 5th that round. That was not a good round for me.
Well,
Yeah, that's what. But see, that's what I've been saying yesterday. It's like a crash derby for me is either I'm like first or second, or I'm all the way down at the bottom.
Yeah.
I think
So
if you wreck somebody, it gives so many points. It's
Yeah, it's getting the actual wreck. But then, I mean, that's kind of the idea, though. I think it's the
Yeah, yeah.
nicest way of doing it. For anybody watching this at home, if you want to get involved, not only with the game, but with the stream right now, go by Steam, grab the demo. You can jump in live on stream and join us for the next stunt show if you want to. Sorry, Christina, carry on.
sorry. No, I lost my train of thoughts. I don't know what I wanted to say. Okay, I'm third. Okay,
See,
it's
second.
all good. Okay, no, I can do this. I can
But like,
come
the way
with-
it plays out is like, that's what I like about Stuntfest. Is you don't have to necessarily win every single round to still be like top placing.
Yeah, no, but you also try hard. I thought I'm like decent, but yesterday I saw you play in the stream also with Carolina, and it was intense.
Oh,
Oh, this is
that's
one
just
of
how
those
I'm
maps.
just super try hard in video games anyway.
Ah, I never
should see
played
me
this
and
map. Oh god. This is one of those rather. I mean, for me it's new. Thomas, for you feel like for you maybe it's not so new, but for me it's rather new. This one.
The supercar is
I've been-
so fast.
Playing quite a lot of on this map as well. I like this map because like this is really one where if you're good at driving, you basically can win without like even needing to eject. It's like I really like the mix-up. So because in Eagle's Nest, if you want to win, you have to do the rectal parts, right? But
But
this
you-
one, if you stay all the way on the right lane and you're driving well, you can win by just like being fast at driving, being good at driving.
Yeah.
So, Puppet, we have changed a lot of how the cars handle and drive. To be honest with you, the best way to find out how the keyboard controls are is to jump in and give it a go. And let us know how you find them.
I usually go left on this map over this jump pad section, but is it not as good? Are you
If
going
you're
straight?
good at doing the stunts, then it is as good, if not better, than driving. The driving's only really good if you are using like one of the faster cars, so the supercar,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. If you are using one of the slower cars, then you're wanting to probably go a stunt route, but that's just how the game is supposed to play anyway.
Yeah, probably with the truck or the mini one, I would be going the ejection routes, but like in the supercar, definitely stay on the street.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're
Does it-
just seeing uninstall, it's because you need to grab the demo app rather than the Summer of Stunts. If you've still got it installed from the Summer of Stunts period, you will need to go and install the brand new demo app from the Steam store page.
Did you make this map, Thomas?
No, Nicholas was building this one. I just like did some like passes, some polishing passes and stuff like that.
And how are you? Are you like one level designer makes one level, and then he's responsible for that one level?
It depends. Like usually the first, like we go through different stages of the map. Like you start with like making a micro macro design on paper, basically, or on a Miro board in our case, online. To just like get an idea of okay, what are the kind of sequences that you want to have, the overall shape. And then once you're happy with that, you usually start going into the engine and blocking out the path first. And like all this way until we are happy enough with the level design that we say, okay, it's now time for art to start going in and doing a first pass is usually all done by one level designer. Like so that the main part of the work, obviously with like feedback and tests of the rest of the design team. And then it depends once we are like past what we call stage 3, which is the one where usually art already did the first pass and replaced like all of the blockouts with proper assets. Then it's usually mostly depending on who has time, who's going to do the polishing of those maps. Then
Okay.
it's more divided through the team.
I had no idea.
That's an interesting insight into how the maps are actually made. Because I wouldn't have had a clue how it goes from concept to creation, and there's so many varied maps for Stuntfest already, and that's just while we're working on like the biome that we're currently working with, and we've already got some crazy things going on.
I know that, I mean, I'm not gonna reveal anything, but I know that Thomas worked on some really cool maps that are not public yet, you know, like also other
Oh
game
yes,
modes.
I've
I know
seen
that
some
you
of
did
them, and they look really cool.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
get to see them and you don't, chat, so unlucky. Maybe you'll see them soon.
Soon, yeah.
Twisty turned the car into a beach buggy in one jump. Yeah, dude, I don't know what happened there. I was hoping the car would turn over and I'd be able to just keep going, but yeah, didn't quite work as planned, I'll be honest with you. But yeah, it's not an invite-only thing. You can just jump straight into the demo as of Monday. That just happened. It is Steam Next Fest right now, where a bunch of demos are dropping onto Steam where you can try them out. And one of them is ours, which is the one you need to try. And if you haven't yet, make sure to click the wishlist button as well. So do you have, when it comes to the level design, do you have like a list of, okay, we need a new distance jump, so let's do a distance jump today. Okay, we need a new race, let's do a race today. Or do you just pull like, I don't know, a name from a hat and be like, right, okay, so now we're designing a height jump. Okay, this time we're designing a destruction derby.
Oh yeah, usually before we start working on a map, we already know what additional maps we need. Like if we have like, let's say 4 stunt races and only 2 distance jump, obviously to even it out a little bit more, we're going to make a new distance jump. And yeah, then we're checking out the location where we could do it, trying to as I said, do the macro based on that. But yeah, usually it's really, we try to keep a balance on the different kind of maps and game modes that we have, so that it's evened out. And also depending on like in which round of the stunt show it should be, because then it can be designed for more or less people.
Yeah.
So this is also something that factors in. If we say, okay, we don't have enough maps for the final round, it means, okay, we need to make whatever mode it's going to be, but it needs to be one that's smaller so that you don't feel lost when you're only playing with like 6 people in the last round. For example, like the Crash Crater Derby map, if you only play this with 6 people, it's like really, you feel very lost because it's a huge map, and then if there's only 6 cars, it feels very empty.
Right.
Here we have glider race now. I think this is one of your maps, Thomas, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I knew it. I
One of their
remember my
favourite
first time
maps.
playing. I remember Thomas begging us because he wanted to have some first impressions, and then he was like, okay, everybody who is playing this map for the first time has to do a screen recording so that
Yes.
you can see how the people are playing who play it for the first time.
Do you have a specific map that you've made that's like, this is the one I'm most proud of?
This one.
I mean, this one is super fun to play. There's also like one that's not been published, and I'm not sure if it's ever going to be, because like it was kind of a prototype for a different kind of game mode.
I know which one you talk about.
Yeah, the parkour one.
Yeah, I know it. I know it.
But we have still some technical kinks that we need to iron out for the game mode. So I'm not sure how, or when, or if it's going to get live. But like those are the ones that I really like, because I kind of like this platforming challenge with the ragdoll, and like I really like to make the player work for getting to the goal.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that I have most fun on working on.
It would definitely be cool to see some, because it's interesting how there's this, while we have like a lot of emphasis on the fact there's vehicles in the game, as you've just seen with like that race there are some maps that have nothing to do with the vehicles. I finished that entire race just using the glider, as most people do, and there's a couple of events like that that don't involve the vehicles at all, or even the vehicles are like a secondary mechanic. And it's interesting, I'd be super interested to see more events that don't necessarily focus on the vehicle, because I think that's really impressive, or one of the things that draws a lot of extra players to the game is that it isn't a racing game. It's got cars in it, but they're just another tool on how you get from A to B and how you compete. It's not all about the car. And it means that you can have like two different skill sets, so you can also be like really good at driving games, but because you may not be that great at the stunt part of the game, you'll have certain events that you're really strong in, but certain events you'll have to work on to get better. And then there'll be other people who are really good at the stunt bit, but not so good at driving bit, and then they can shine in those events. And then some people who are kind of average at both, and they'll collect a few points here and a few points there, and it's then you start building up on the mechanics of all the gadgets and everything. And I think Stuntfest goes from like a really simple idea to really complex if you want it to be, depending on how much you want to mix and match and how seriously you want to take it.
And it's also like, I feel like it makes you also appreciate other kind of games a little bit, because like, even if you're not like that much into like a racing game, for example, because you have like this balanced mixture, you will start also like enjoying and appreciating like the driving parts of the game, even like this is not like your core type of gameplay. And also vice versa, if you're like more of a motorhead and like to race and drive, I think it will also like make you appreciate like these distance jumps and like this min-maxing of those modes, really.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I mean, I'm not a big racing game player myself. Like, the closest I get to a racing game would be something like Grand Theft Auto, which is just it's a car-based game, but it's not a racing game. However, I've already found myself in my downtime when playing this, practicing drifting with the different cars, because I find it really satisfying to drift into a stunt in this game.
Oh god, I am horrible at drifting.
I'm still not great at it, but I'm getting better.
Yeah. I mean, I completely agree with you. The mix of, like, having the mix, you know, having not driving only or character only, but having the stunt show and having maps that are like this. I think the variety is actually quite nice.
Yeah.
That we have different game modes. It just makes a nice mix of everything, and that's what's so great about it, I think, for me. And I'm also not a racing game fanatic or anything, you know. I basically take my car for the looks, for the
Yeah,
design,
same.
not for the, I don't know, motorization.
I always pick the muscle car because I think the muscle car looks cool, and that's literally the reason why I pick it.
Yeah, that's also why I picked the Nissan. Looks
Ooh, nice.
Today we at least have a chance without Caro here. Not doing like
Caro with her 6,000
points in one go.
I'm already happy if I hit like one target per try. And Carolina has like that she does the perfect and gets like hits 4 things or something. I don't know how she does it.
How did you get that many
Map?
points, Thomas? How?
I managed to find one path where there's like 3 or 4 like in very close distance.
What the hell? You're both too good. Yeah, Thomas is already. Yeah, we can already call it.
How did I get out of bounded in a target hit race? Are you kidding me?
This
I
target
think you're
game mode,
cursed.
isn't this? This is also one of the newer game mode. I would
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah, I would say so.
I think there are 2 maps or something where you have to hit targets,
There is, yes.
and this is one of them, and it's this is hard.
So it's this one and then the bullseye one.
Yeah, but they're
Yeah.
rotating on a how do you call it? Dark
No, I missed the target.
thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had
100
1
points.
second to get the last target
What
and I
is
missed.
this? Yeah, why am I even trying?
I was just looking at the time. I was like, oh damn. Hopefully,
I
he
was
can't make
so
it. to
close.
the
I
target.
looked at chat.
What the hell? You're only playing the game all day long. That's what you're doing, and that's why you have an advantage. Like people like me have to work actually.
I'll remember that.
Shots fired.
Yeah.
It's true. I spend a lot of time playing the game and recording, and then playing it and recording some more.
No, but it's yeah, I guess well deserved. Well done.
Yeah, sure.
I'm actually
not
glad
salty at
I'm
all.
like third. It's fine.
Hey, you made it to the end, which you were skeptical of which you were going to do anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is much more fun when I'm winning.
when at least there's a little bit of a chance, yeah, it definitely feels better. So if you're interested in the game and you've got any questions about the development process or about programming or game design or anything else, let us know. I am joined today by Thomas and Christina. Thomas being one of our game designers and Christina being one of our game programmers. So please feel free to ask us anything. We're live right now on Steam Broadcast, YouTube and Twitch. And if you want to get involved with the game right now, you can visit our Steam store. If you're on Twitch, !Wishlist, or if you're on YouTube or Steam, just go on over to Steam and type in Stunt Festival Tour. Jump in the game, install the demo, hit Wishlist, join us right now. It's going to be going for the rest of this week, and you can just play. And if you, as I say, if you have any questions, let us know. And if you want to join in with the conversation and the community, you can find us on every single social media out there: Discord, Reddit, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, etc. So make sure to jump on whichever one your preferred one is, give us a follow, and you can keep up with all the Stuntfest goings on. Cool. I'm gonna change my car very quickly. Do you know what? I'm gonna take the muscle car. I was gonna take the supercar, but no, I'm gonna stick with the muscle car. Are you both ready?
I
wait,
also
give me a
just
second.
switched. Wait.
Yeah, I'm going with the big chunkers.
I'm going with the supercar this time because you said it so fast and I want to see it for myself. Okay. I'm ready.
Cool. Right, 3, 2, 1, go. When more unicorn? When I can convince someone to do more unicorn. That found a stunt show first.
So talking about this this first map, it's always the same first map, isn't it? So we have here like a random map selection, but not everything is random, because I think the first map is always this Leaper Valley, or what is it?
It'll either be Dynamine or Leaper Valley.
Yeah, it's always a
okay.
distance jump, but
Yeah.
Okay.
It's always Eagle's Nest second, and that's only in this demo though.
Okay, yeah. But here, this Leaper Valley, there's also a story to this map that I remember quite fondly, because the history is a bit that when we were developing the game, even like, I don't know, a year ago or something, we always played with all gadgets all the time. So we had always all the skills. We had the how is it called now? Jet wing. Sorry, it was renamed, so I get confused sometimes. But jetpack, jet wing, the nudges, of course, and being able to switch to the vehicle. And this map here was actually made because our creative director said to us that, or to the level designers, I don't know how it really went down, but that it's too overwhelming to start with everything unlocked in the first map. That it's too much, right? It's too overwhelming for anybody who has not played the game yet to just have all the gadgets in the first level. And then he made this level. I think it's actually he made it himself. At least the prototype of
Started
it.
with the blockout, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying he made the whole level by himself, but he made the blockout. And everybody was so confused about this map because we were already used to always using all the gadgets, and we found this map so boring suddenly, because you can only nudge. It has only this one mechanic to make players learn the mechanic and just introduce them to this one mechanic, which makes sense. But for us, it was so. Isn't it boring? Hey, what about if we could activate the glider? We should really add the jet wing or glider to this map because it's so boring. You can only nudge. But I think in the end he was right because we.
It's a great practice map for nudging.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you just have this one mechanic. It's nudge only, and you have to just be good at nudging.
I think the nudging is still something that is simple in concept, but is difficult in practice, I think.
Yeah,
Can confirm keyboard controls now work as expected. That's what I like to hear, man. That's what I like to hear.
Yes.
Sorry, Thomas. Go ahead, mate.
No, I just want to say, especially if you try to do the perfect nudges and getting a streak to gain some nudges back, you need to really get into the rhythm and get a feeling for your timing.
There's a constant the green circle you see appear on the floor with a little dot in it. Whenever that appears, if you tap the A button again, if you're on controller like I am on an Xbox controller, it does a perfect nudge. If you do a combo of those, it then means that you get more nudges back. I think every three you get one nudge back.
For a 3 streak, you get 1 nudge back.
Yep.
And also, if you do a perfect nudge, it will have more power.
It's
so
better,
you will fly higher and faster.
Okay. Now, I should probably know this already, but I'm gonna ask again. The character you pick doesn't have any differences at the moment, does it? They're all the same. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's just preference, style preference.
Cool.
This was in discussion, though. I think we were thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because the vehicles have a difference, of course.
Mm-hmm.
As we know, the supercar is really fast, and the Mini has better handling and stuff, and it's not as fast. So the vehicles are all different, but the characters are not different. But we talked about it. I don't even know what was the latest decision there. If at some point maybe we want to have a slight variety in characters, but at the moment we don't.
Yeah, I think it's still not out of the window. It's stuff to be discussed, and also this is always a question also of if you have too many things that are different or can be tweaked. There's also always a danger of running into kind of a sensory overload or a decision overload, where there's just so many things that you have to think of before you start playing that it might be a little bit too much. And so it's always the fine balance that you need to find.
Agreed. I definitely think while I like customization in my games, the second you start with too many numbers, you start losing the casual nature of certain games, I think.
Yeah, which brings us also to the next question, how casual versus competitive do you want to have a game, right?
Yeah, and I think there is a competitive edge to this. I think if you have too many numbers in a game like this, I think you do start to strip away how easy, how accessibly competitive the game is.
Sorry,
I also was
it was horseshoe section.
I had to focus not to die against the board.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I think it also is dependent on your target audience, who you're aiming for, who you want to play this game. So it's always a balance to strike, because you can get very competitive even in very casual games. If you've ever seen Mario Kart speedruns, those people, it's insane. They don't play it like it's like Mario Kart, basically.
I always find that it's awesome that people can find that certain nuance from such a simple game. Not simple game, but a simple game as Mario Kart. and yet they've been able to find this little nuanced thing where it's like, I really like trying to be as fast as possible, and then they boil it down to what is effectively an art is impressive. I mean, I'm really excited to be able to track just how many stunt show wins I've got, so I can see myself in first place the entire time.
I don't know if I was ever first place. I know that if you are first place, you start up on this on Charlie, right?
You do, yes.
I can now officially confess that I don't know what it feels like because I never went. I was never on the top section.
It feels pretty good. It feels pretty good.
It's pretty nice. you get a nice view from up there, but this race I won't win. It won't have such a good time as the last one. Already too many mistakes being made.
I have to be careful to not wreck my car because the other time I was like 4 HP left and it was very close.
Well, that's the danger with the supercar. If you go super fast, you also have super hard crashes.
Yeah.
Plus, the supercar is quite weak compared to the other cars, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it can take as many hits as, for example, like a truck or something.
I don't actually know which car is which health. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure off the top of my head.
Yeah, I mean they all do have like they all are shown with like 100% health, but it's percent, so like you don't see the actually HP.
That's
Yeah,
the
how much-
percentage shown. So
And also especially in the crash derbies, like the weight of the car also factors into how much damage they deal and stuff like that.
Yeah.
so what's your favorite game mode?
My
Like-
favorite game mode. That one's a tough one. I really like stunt races. I really enjoy the stunt races. But no, actually, yeah, it's gonna have to be stunt races. I think that's so much fun.
I think out of the ones that we have in the demo, it's for me also like the stunt race, because like it's the one where you really have to get the right combination of the driving and the character control. There is like one prototype for a mode that I'm not sure if it's ever going to make it into the game, which is the rodeo, which I really like, because like it's also like a combination of playing well with the car and with the character.
Yeah, I don't know how much we can talk about that one. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
much we can
let's
give away.
not talk about it. Secret. But
You didn't hear it. You didn't hear it here, folks.
But you're right. Actually, for me, it's also the stunt race because I like having to switch, or even like the dynamic of it. You know, like ejecting, using maybe the glider, summoning the vehicle, continue driving. Exactly these kind of sequences.
Yeah,
But
It's really fun.
it's the one game mode, in my opinion, that allows you to be quite as freeform as you want to be with the combination of everything you've got to hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also like, but also, for example, I really like the distance jump again, like that you have just like, you always have the feeling like you can get 1 meter more after every attempt.
Yeah.
And so like it really brings out like my obsessive side.
I find that with all of them, or at least with all of the game modes so far, that I'm like, I can get 1 second faster, I can get 1 meter further, I can get just a couple of points more, maybe I can combine these different targets and target hit. The only one that I can't do that on is the bullseye, because once you hit that board, that's the points you're getting, and I kind of like that. You have to just
And
hope
the
nobody else is
targets
going for the target.
They are not restored, right? Because
They are.
Depends.
Yes.
It depends. Yeah. Some of them respawn, some of them don't.
Okay.
Okay.
Stina's still in. Everything's good.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm still in.
I still reckon we should start kicking people out after the very first round. Be really brutal with it and just be like, right, you came dead last. See you later.
Crash crate.
Finally, the reason why I picked the pickup truck.
I actually think out of all the Destruction Derby maps, this is my least favorite one.
Really?
Yeah.
What the hell? Why?
Not saying that this is a bad map, because I like the other maps for Destruction Derby. The other map that I can talk about. I just like the shape of it more.
But this is the original, like the true Destruction Derby map.
It is. It is.
For me.
But like
Because-
every Destruction Derby just is a circle, and I'm always like a bit like we could do something better than a circle.
Well, we have
Make
something
it
that's
square.
not the circle.
One of the bits of feedback, and I'm going to keep mentioning this until it becomes a thing, which I hope it will, was doing a King of the Hill Destruction Derby.
Where you have like to basically defend the zone, or
Well, where the zone moves around the map, and you get double points if you crash somebody in the zone.
Okay.
sounds interesting.
And that way it forces all the players to go in like a specific area.
Yeah. Not doing well.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm
There we go.
making points, but I don't know.
Ooh, no.
That's... Ah, come on. Oh, I'm always missing them, like, so close.
I think the Destruction Derby is probably one of the events that's come the furthest since Summer of Stunts.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So in Summer of Stunts we had a number of like little bugs and stuff which made life a little bit difficult, and compared to Summer of Stunts, the Destruction Derby feels so much better.
Okay.
I mean, in general, I'm always impressed with how much is improved, like from one version to the other. Like, just even if you look at it, just like visually, how much we changed since
Oh, it's
Summer of
crazy.
Stunts. It's insane.
It's crazy. When I went on vacation. Apparently I wrecked somebody without even touching them. Do you know what? I'll take those points. I went on vacation 3 weeks ago now, and when I've come back to Stuntfest after that, it was night and day how different it was. Not just how it played, but like the lighting had changed, we got new textures, new vehicles had dropped in our internal build, and it's just like, this was in 2 weeks. That's
Yeah.
that's just mind-blowing.
Yeah. I think when you are working on it every day, you really don't realize it so much, but you're right, when you're on vacation and then you come back and then you see what the others did, like in 2 weeks where you were
Yeah.
gone, then you have this effect a bit like, okay, this is a lot of progress.
I mean, I'm always like, I'm always, from my position, I'm always slightly detached from the development side of things, because I'll have my head buried in like a video I'm editing or something that I'm doing, and I would have taken my chunk of the game that I've recorded and everything, gone away with it, been fiddling with it over here, and then I'll come to record another chunk of the game and be like, oh, everything is different. I have to re-record everything. Okay, that's fine. Let's go.
Ah, I see.
Obviously, internally, I'm screaming, but...
Yeah. I mean, we have this recording session sometimes that you guys want to do for whatever marketing reason, and sometimes exactly on that day, the build might not be so stable.
Oh, yeah.
and then we had to so tell them, hey, you really cannot make a video today because it's not
Yeah.
looking good today. Maybe try tomorrow.
We're like booting the game to that recording session. It's like a certain texture's just not quite right, to put it politely, and it's like, guess what? We'll come back tomorrow. We'll deal with this tomorrow. We'll go and work on other stuff for now. And it's mind-blowing how in flux things are during the development stage, and then when we get to like certain milestones, how it's like, but the game like 3 days ago was all over the place, and now everything has just slotted in exactly as it should be, and now we have an absolutely awesome playable game that feels great.
Yeah.
But yesterday the road didn't render.
Yeah, in practice, you know
Pink
how it is.
landscape.
The development cycle is always from milestone to milestone. Of course, you try to push new features in the beginning, and then when the deadline comes closer and closer, you have to at some point stop, put features
Yeah.
in, but really, okay, now we have to polish. Yeah, now we have to make it look good again, and maybe fix some bugs that are in now, and we have to stabilize and stuff like that.
Sammy, I will say, oh my god, that the demolition system or destruction system isn't completed yet. Whether or not that will come, I don't know, but I would not be surprised.
I don't know this map at all. What is this map? What is this?
I think this is actually becoming my second favorite map. I really like this map.
God. And am I first? Where are you?
Busy wrapping my car around another person.
Don't think that you're first. Let's say it like this.
Okay, but oh my god. Oh, what is this? So many jump pads.
Eject and then go to the right.
I can tell you the jump pads were one of my personal horror feature of the game. Because hey, somebody grappled on me. What? Oh,
Hello.
Nate. Ah. Damn it. Okay, well.
I love the grapple into first lead.
I had a lot of problems with collision between jump pad and character when I was developing that. That it wasn't triggering, or the jump pad was ignoring the character. Yeah, and then you fell through jump pad. But now jump pads are working, and I'm glad.
Jump pads work perfectly, yeah. I think a lot of people keep, one of my favorite things is the amount of people who think the balloons are bouncy.
Yeah.
Only to find out, oh no,
Yeah.
no they're not. They'll be playing like the dam map, and they'll slam straight into a balloon, and they were like, oh, I assumed it was bouncy.
But we really should make them bouncy because you see them and you want to bounce off of them.
Yeah, I do see them and go, yeah, I want to bounce off that.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I also kind of like the fact they're not bouncy, because then everyone goes, the balloons are bouncy, smack. And it's like, yeah, well, can't assume anything.
And on point.
We used to have jump pads with different colors, but now they're all green. I don't know why that is.
We do
though.
have a red one still.
Really?
But the red one is like the ones that you avoid because they bounce you backwards.
Exactly. Yeah.
Ah,
So-
what? No.
So we used to have like green, yellow, and red for indicating the different strengths.
Strengths.
But
yeah,
there was
okay.
before like we changed the system of how they worked, and now we're basically using green to indicate, okay, use this one, and red as this one is dangerous to use.
I think
Yeah.
I haven't seen a red one yet.
Is one in Dynamine. If you go above
Yep.
the mine shaft, there's a red one up there. It's the only red one that I'm aware of currently.
Okay.
I think in one of the stunt races there's also.
Because it would be great if there was like the odd red one that would like launch you backwards, because that would
Yeah.
be. I'd quite like that, especially in stunt races. Just
I
seeing
mean,
your
actually,
opponent go
this map
backwards.
this map has like the ones that are tilted your ways when you eject. Where
Yes.
I always like first when I see them, I always think, okay, I need to avoid those because they will probably shoot me back. But actually, if you hit them, they shoot you in the right direction.
I hope one day we can use cars on bounce pads.
We can, but we
I
can.
mean, they do,
Yes.
but they're not really controllable.
No.
I suggested once we should do a bouncy castle in the hub, which is only jump pads, and you can
Yes.
drive in with the car, and then it just goes crazy. But I mean, Unless of it being funny, I guess there's no reviews case for it.
Maybe for like an April Fool's.
Bouncy castle.
Deploy the inflatables. Don't forget as well, chat, we have got a giveaway going on right now. You can find out more over on Twitter, or if you're part of the Twitch chat right now, you can do ! giveaway to find out more, or jump into the Discord. Come say hello to me, and I'll give you a link for the giveaway as well. You can win yourselves all sorts of Stuntfest merch, including a skateboard. Which, who doesn't want a skateboard? As a 31-year-old man, I can tell you, I'll take a skateboard.
You don't even know what it looks like, Ned, but
I know what it looks like.
Skateboards, but the skateboards are in the office.
I've heard the skateboards. I
had it in my
seen the
hands
skateboards.
yesterday.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
I also know the real skateboard. And
Oh wait, is the skateboard that I've seen not the real skateboard?
No, but you only have seen a picture because
Oh
you
yeah, I've
already
only
used
seen the
it.
picture. Yeah. I'm not allowed the cool stuff because I'm not in the office.
Yeah, you are not in the office. So the office is in Vienna, if people don't know.
Whereas I'm in sunny old England, as I'm sure you can figure out by now.
Sunny.
Well, not today, or yesterday, or whatever. I've really no. I have never fluffed up that bad in a glider race ever. I'll start walking, Sammy, shall I?
The glider has a little boost. If you... I don't know which button it is on the controller though, because I always play with keyboard and mouse.
Right trigger.
Yeah,
Right
I always
trigger.
hold right trigger down.
Yeah, and it's this is also kind of new. It wasn't. I mean, well, yeah, now it's not so new anymore. But David added that, the other programmer who likes to refactor things from scratch whenever he gets the chance, and then he just
Favorite pastime.
yeah,
It would be
he's
cool
very
if the
radical.
glider, if you could use the glider without fuel, but the fuel is the one that fired the rocket propulsion. So you could still use it to like glide, but you'd be falling with style.
Ah, yeah, that it wouldn't stop.
Can't get under 120. I don't know how people do it.
I've got 119, and that was a perfect race. That's the quickest I've got.
Yeah, I'm
Because
really trying here as well, but I'm not as good as you.
Because I'm really at this point for this race, I'm really wondering where I can still get like 2, almost 3 seconds from what I did now.
You have
Like
to make
this.
some shortcuts in this map, maybe, because it doesn't really have, compared to some of the stunt races, right, Thomas? This.
Yeah, it doesn't have like shortcut. It's more about like optimizing your lane.
Yeah. But
And,
somebody's
like
done
you
it in
you
117.
can use nudges and stuff to like get around the corners better. But yeah, it's again like I don't know where I should get another 3 seconds
that's
out of
what-
this to
whenever-
get below 120.
When I got to 119, I was like, I do not know how I go faster. And that was by like making sure that I like optimize going as down as fast as possible to get as much speed on the glider constantly. It was a nightmare.
Is it worth it to take the pickup vehicles?
I don't think
wonder.
so.
Okay.
And because the problem is like when you switch to the pickup vehicle, like you lose quite a lot of momentum, and I think this will cost you precious seconds. Like if you're already struggling when you come there, it makes sense. But if you already have a good flow, I think you should just stay on the glider.
But I thought there was like a momentum transfer from.
Yeah, but
Character.
not all of your momentum. That's the thing.
Okay. Yeah, it could be. Glider race used to be my favorite game mode for a long time because it was also, I don't know, it was just so refreshing when you first showed us this map, because I remember it was out of nowhere. Suddenly glider race said, "What?"
There's one glider race that I've played that we don't. Like the last time I played it was still being blocked out, and I think it was one being done by Nicholas. And he asked us to
Yep.
test this,
Ah, yes, I know this.
and I think that one is awesome.
Yeah, I also like it.
Because I find with that one, there's not, you never really have to ascend any points really.
Yeah.
Whereas with this other one, there's like really hard banking turns.
I only played it once or something. I don't really remember it much. But
Yeah, I only played it the once, but it made an impression. From a lot of our
Now's your
tests.
chance to still win this. And I'm
I just
already
watched
helping
someone got
because I'm
taken
crashing. Yeah, that was me.
This is so hard for me.
900 points in one run, not bad. But not good enough.
Just so you know, in case you're winning now, it's because I let you win, so even the
I
odds.
see. You intentionally drove into that moving platform, did you?
Exactly.
Okay. The more you know.
It's just the kind of nice colleague that I am.
I'll tell Kara she needs to let me win more in future.
Yeah.
Ah,
Slowly learning more of the routes you can take in this to get like more points. That was not one of them.
I think it's all about timing the notches in this map, and I don't know how to time them. That's what it is.
Mixture of timing nudges, and there are certain paths that do make life a little bit easier.
That was a good one. I think it was a 1600 points ejection.
1600 points. of
Yeah,
victory.
but I don't think I could replicate this if I had to. Yeah, but you're still going to win. Not going to have the time to eject again.
It's like only between you two guys, and I'm like,
Congrats.
oh god.
But you had
Well-
more points that time than you did last time.
I have not even
Getting
half
better.
what you have.
Also, now you know how we felt yesterday playing against
Yeah,
Caro.
this
She was
Ah.
basically playing alone.
That was soul destroying, just being like, oh, yeah, Carol's winning again. Because I used to think I was pretty good. I thought I'd got some practice in, I could beat most people. Fine. But then I got absolutely demolished yesterday. Some of our community as well are getting really good already at some of the rounds in this. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
The next challenge competition should actually be a day of Caro versus the world, and whoever manages to beat her like gets a goodie.
I wonder if there's even any people that. I think
Yeah.
there's
We'll be
maybe
really
one
cheap
person.
for the company. You don't need to buy any goodies. Nobody will win.
Cool, and then I get to start up at the big Charlie, and I'll quickly show everybody watching the hub, and then that's where we will be calling it for today. So is there anything left that you two would like to mention to everybody watching today?
I learned from yesterday. Go wishlist our game.
There we go. Did you, out of curiosity, have either of you had any hand in designing the hub area?
Not that much. Like, I did like some bug fixing and polishing, like when there's like weird stuff coming out of the ground. But the main parts of it was done, I think, Alex and Chris together.
Okay. So
working
for anybody who's watching, during all the stunt shows, etc., you'll be spending a lot of time in this our hub area. I'm high above it now on our blimp, where you get to jump off if you win. But this area is full of all sorts of mini games and all sorts of areas where you can access your garage, or jump into a stunt show, or see the stage, or try a impromptu glider race, or practice your target hitting, and more. This area is all about it. So you'll be seeing a lot of this. This will be a multiplayer area in the final one, but right now you're able to just free roam to your heart's content. And don't worry, you're not just confined to the stadium. You can go forth to wherever you want and have a bit of a look around. But anyway, just want to touch on that very quickly because it is a really cool little bit that a lot of people forget about. But that is where we're going to be ending for today. Thank you both so much for joining me.
Was
For
a
having
pleasure.
us. It was fun.
If you want to see more of Christina, you can visit our YouTube page for a dev Q&A where me and Christina sit down and have a chat about all things programming and Stuntfest, etc. If I'm lucky, Thomas will agree to join me on one in the near future so we can get one of those out to you and we can talk more about game dev, and we can also pick Christina's brains a little bit more in a future one as well. If you have enjoyed today's event, then I'm about to tell you some more information of how you can get involved with Stuntfest very, very quickly. Both of you, I will say goodbye now. Thank you very much for joining us, and have a good one.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, and that's it. Thank you everybody so much for joining us today. I hope you've enjoyed our little snippet of the game. If you want to grab Stuntfest and have a go yourself, you can do so by visiting the Stuntfest Steam page via jumping on the Steam, search the Stuntfest World Tour, and that's it. Wishlist the game, download the demo, jump in today and race against me, devs, and some of the community, and let me know what you think. Here at Power Entertainment, your feedback really matters, because without your feedback and without the community at the core, there's no Stuntfest. So let us know what you like, let us know what you loathe. Have you had fun with it? What would you change? What would you add? What would you take away? Let us know. Either via the Steam discussions, via the Discord, or one of our many social media channels from Reddit, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, you name it, we've generally got it. So jump in one of them, whichever your preferred one is, and let's have a chat and see what you think about Stuntfest World Tour. Other than that, thank you very much for being here. I'll see your beautiful faces in chat again tonight at 8 p.m. BST for another round of Stuntfest World Tour, and hopefully you'll have a good one between now and then. Thank you very much for being here, and ta-ra! See ya!